Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're having a great day today. My name is Caesar, and welcome back to City Skylines 2, of course, Hidden County. We started last time off with getting our initial kind of build going here, got some residential, started meeting some of the production demands, so to fix a little bit of that deficit to make sure our economy is flourishing. I also did a little bit of detailing today, which I kind of, came down here under the bridge and put in some boulders. Now, one thing I'm realizing is that I don't like how this looks down here. So pretty much any boulder that's like too far out into the water looks kind of weird to me. And I feel like it just looks like Play-Doh if it's too many. But I kind of like this and how that turned out. And I think it adds a little bit of detail that was needed for the area. But at least, a further extension of the city will eventually look a little bit better than what's there now. Next thing I added off camera was, I added a landfill here. And the reason was, I wasn't going to do this off camera, but this thing was completely complaining about the trash issue everywhere. So I went through, placed one down. This dirt road was already existing here. This is probably not a good placement for it, but I placed it there for now because I didn't want to do anything over here because I want to expand this probably today. I don't know, we'll see. But I wanted to make sure to leave room for stuff I was working on separately, so I didn't want to put it down there. Anyways, we placed down some commercial zoning here yesterday, and I didn't like how it was looking, so I deleted it. And then I came over here and I removed all the commercial zoning we had here. And I took the time, right? This took me a couple hours. Okay, it was my first time going into mods here because we have the extra assets and stuff. It was my first time. I took about an hour or so and I went through pretty much every asset that I could look at and just started building things out and making things feel a little bit more custom and less, just zoning. Because at first it was just this entire block was split up into two. A road came through here, and then I had commercial zoning right in here, and that was it. There was nothing special to it. It was just regular commercial zoning. Kind of, you see these buildings here all along there, and I didn't like it, so I, went back, removed a lot of it, and then I ended up making this. Now, the closer we look, obviously the more detail you'll see, but I went through and I added a lot of these assets, and I think it turned out pretty okay. It's my first time trying to build something with a lot of detail and kind of custom, I guess, if you would say it that way. I took my time. I put some of the graffiti stuff that came with this. It comes with all these like road cracks that you see everywhere. Any smudges you see are not vanilla. They're all modded in, and I think it turned out all right. I even built a little back area here. Parking lot was giving me a little bit of trouble. It still is. You can see the floating cars, and I think it's because of the terrain. I went through, I flattened it out, and it was still floating. I don't know if it's something I did wrong. So I chose to just kind of ignore it since it's functional, and it doesn't look too bad when you're not close to it. That's kind of why I did it. I also went through and laid down one of these custom surface areas, and I think it looked out really good. I looked through all of these and kind of, eventually found, I forget where it is, but okay. I spent way too much time looking for that, but it's right here. It's the Podzol. I don't know how to pronounce that, but I used that as an underbelly, I guess, as like a flooring for the terrain here. I think it turned out pretty well. I also put down some of the smaller bushes to make it feel more dense, even though it's just a little bit of a cluster. But I think it turned out all right. Housing here on this side, I took my time and really put in separate type of zoning here. So I have like regular apartments, some row homes, and then I have a bit of commercial zoning that's spawned in here too. I don't like how this one spawned in facing this way. So can we easily remove this one? There we go. It's facing the right way now. I want to also face this main street. I think it'll look better that way. And of course, I did the same thing over here with these trees. These buildings, I plopped them in with, find it here. Found the assets and I plopped them in. They're identical. I want it to seem like a bit of a mini shopping center type of thing. And I think it turned out all right. But, last thing. We're having a bit of an entertainment problem. We still kind of are. But I went through and I put in a little bit of a park here. We already had apartments here. I had a lot of empty space. Well, I didn't. I made this apartment smaller, and then I made space for a parking lot, a little bit of an alleyway, a park, some more trees back here. I think it turned out all right. These are some offices, the first offices we have in the city. We were, obviously we still have a major demand for offices in industry and commercial. But this was kind of a bit of a start. I was in the middle of, I was gonna go ahead and detail this, but I decided just to stop right there for the evening because I was already on for a couple of hours just detailing all of that, and I didn't want to just do everything off camera. Then if you watch The Office, you see, what building this is. This is Dunder Mifflin, right? Obviously, there's no branding on it, or whatever, but found it on the asset thing, and I picked it up and I plopped it in here. I think it looks all right here. Looks like a bit of an office park anyway. I also wanted to build a little bit, you know, more custom areas for this whole area, and I think it turned out all right. Now that's the plan with the whole build. Obviously not every single part will look custom done and things like that, but for the most part I want to slow down and you know, make things look all right. Because over here, obviously we're used to just seeing these, you know, just rows and rows of homes, but that's kind of part of like, oh, these houses got to flip around too. But that's kind of part of the game where you have to fulfill the needs, and sometimes it's just impossible to slow down. So I decided to build up a little bit of cash because we were down to like $70,000 last episode. Now we're making about $13,000 an hour, which is really good because we got some needs to fulfill. Now the first thing I want to do is, well, obviously fulfill some of those needs. Education is going to be a big thing. We already have an elementary school there. We don't have a high school yet. And I was thinking we just get a small high school. Because, well, it's just going to be a little bit easier to do it that way. I also picked up school capacity changer. It's already, oh yeah, oops, I should probably not do that. This is already 200% for elementary schools. High schools are at 100%. College is 125, universities 125. This is going to help with that problem that we were having in White Pine County, where our schools were not able to support enough children. Like this school only holds 400 kids, but the mods had doubled it to 800 students, and I think that's more feasible. Obviously, the building's kind of small. You probably wouldn't see 800 students in this type of building, but it's better than having a school every 2 blocks. Because that was getting kind of excessive. I was having to place schools instead of schools to make it seem not so extreme, and it was just kind of looking kind of weird. But one thing I want to do is look at some of these bigger parks. And if we get these sport parks and things like that, we're going to be able to expand onto the school here. And I think if we get the park maintenance, it's going to come in handy anyway. Then we're going to get sport parks just because I want to get this done. I want to get this gymnasium in. There we go. And if you remember, we left a little bit of space specifically for it last time. But I don't want it just up against a school. I'm going to move it. There we go. One thing we need to start looking out for, 4-2? I don't know how to say that. We need to start looking out for a bit of terrain stuff. If you see, we talked about it a little bit last time. There was already obviously a lot of terrain issues. And it's part of the map, but I don't think it looks too bad. I think it feels kind of natural. So I don't want to flatten everything into a perfect square because that just gets rid of any character. And I don't want to do that. So what's going on here? This thing has no connection to no pedestrian access. That'll be pretty simple. I think if we just put down a walking path, which is kind of what I want to do, we'll be able to solve that issue. We'll bring this path out like that, and that should connect it automatically. That's perfectly fine. We'll do some work with like the surfaces and things like that, but that's kind of overall what I want it to look like. Now, are we going to have room for our high school in this same block? Probably not, unless let's see if we can get rid of that road, okay? We're going to put down our high school. How much is this thing? $150,000. It's very expensive, but the sooner you take care of your needs, the less behind you get on it, and we can afford it right now, so I'm going to go ahead and place this down. I think right there is perfectly fine, obviously. And extension wings is going to be more classrooms. Can you put down as many as you want for these? I think you can. I don't think we need an extension wing yet for the high school, if I'm being honest, but I want some of the sports parks and things like that. So that'll kind of bring it more together, and I think that'll be all right. So I think the way we'll have to do this is, well, how big are these sport parks, right? Let's look at our parks. We have some of the sports stuff. We don't have any of the large sport parks, which I think is okay. But I think a couple of tennis courts, basketball courts, things like that, just here in this area will kind of feel like they belong. I think that's going to be okay. Let's turn off all those markings. They get kind of annoying. We'll put down... I don't know if we can afford this stuff, okay? But we're going to try. If we can't afford it, we'll remove some stuff. But for now, I just want to leave it in. We'll go with something like this. 2 basketball courts, 2 tennis courts. And I think that's going to be okay. How's our budget doing? Our budget definitely came down a little bit, but I think it's going to be okay. Education long-term will boost your economy anyway, so it's nothing to worry about. While I was going through this, I noticed that we don't have any parking lots in here. And parking would be a very important thing, especially to a high school, things like this. I think we're going to put in a bit of parking because this would not be enough to support that school. And obviously this parking lot, I messed up a little bit of the parking back here. Oh, that's soccer court. I thought this was like a parking lot because of stripes. I thought it was a parking lot. All right, but here's what we'll do. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. I think from here, we'll bring in an alleyway. Okay, and then we'll bring this alleyway till about there, and that's going to be that. And we're going to put in a little bit of a parking lot here in the rear of the school. We'll consider this like staff parking slash like visitate, like not a visitation. All right, let's move over to our fire station. Just a regular firehouse, honestly. And I think we'll put this one. Would we put this here? Unload on that school street, which is going to be kind of busy. But there's already one city service here, one there. I want to put this one here. Maybe we'll go like there or something. Right, and that'll be a good start. We also have a small postal office, so why not get that going here? Postal service is definitely going to be important to people, especially as we get started here. I think we'll do post office there, and then we'll move this fire station. So I think we'll go... Now we'll keep this on this street like that. That'll be like this, and then we'll do some terrain work and some vegetation, things like that in there, and that'll be okay. We can't afford this, so we're not going to yet. But we are getting some more of the city services and stuff around. They're going to be kind of required by our citizens as we get going. Looks like we don't have major mail issues. Maybe over here could use a mailbox. We'll put one there. Put another one in here, like that. I guess what I should do. We'll get rid of... Oh, can I... Let's go back in there. Oh. Get rid of that mailbox, and then we'll put this one a bit over here. So that way they reach a little bit easier. Mailbox by the like, is that a requirement? We'll put it there just because. And then we'll put a mailbox here on this road. And we'll do a mailbox up here by the farms. And that's completely covered. Now our whole city has mail services, and they're going to be extremely happy, which is very good. Happiness, how's that going? Unreliable. The internet service is pretty bad right now. It's because we just we can't afford to do more than that for now. So and I just tell people to just suck it up and live with it. That's kind of how that's going to be. Now this highway, I want this to be part of the city, right? I mean, I don't want it to like just be like in the city, but I want this to eventually. I mean, this is going to be like providing. This is our only highway right now, I guess, the way you want to, if that's the way I want to look at it, right? We have connection here and there from highway, and this road goes nowhere. What I'm considering in the future is disconnecting this highway here, bending it this way to provide connectivity over here, maybe a couple of interchanges over here to provide connection there, and then bring it here and connect to the city. That way we have two connections to the city. And this highway, I think we'll just leave like this as long as it's not a problem. If I'm being honest. So far it hasn't been a problem, so I think we're just going to leave it alone. So what I want to do though, because we have highway here, I'm going to go into... we can't even use that because we need highways unlocked, huh? Let's do that. Let's unlock highways. That's 2 points. I feel like we could use it for something else. What else could we use, I guess, in the now rather than in the future? Do we have a cemetery? We do, right? It's like a super small one. Yeah, right here. Super nice little cozy one. It's a modded one. It's called Moore's Cemeteries, I think. I think that would make sense if it was called that. And I don't know, just feels a bit nicer than just having the giant default cemetery that takes up like 20 city blocks, and it fits a little bit nicer. That's why I used it there. I think we'll just go ahead and just start zoning a little bit more housing. Now, there was a couple houses over here that was bothering me, and I completely ignored it earlier when we were talking, but I'll get rid of those now. Let those fill in like that, and that'll be okay. And then we'll come over here and do some zoning here. Now, I'm hoping this goes relatively easy. So if I do a 3x4, can we get... No, it's not going to work. The way we'll have to do this, I think, is if we get a 2x4, it'll zone in on that side a little bit easier. No? What's the dimensions for this? I mean, that's definitely 4 deep, right? But it keeps building over there. Can you not do that? Accidentally, well, not accidentally. I need to zone the whole thing so homes actually form where they need to form, and yeah, I wasn't exactly doing that. So, let's do that, and that, and we'll do one more way over here. Why not? Now, this will come in as waterfront properties, and that'll just kind of fit in nicely. And all of these should start coming in pretty rapidly. We have a high demand for housing, so that'll be very, very good for everything going on so far. Now, down here, we have a very weird kind of section here. I don't know what I want to do with this. There's definitely a lot we could do with it, but I think what we're going to do is just extend all of this that we have going on here this way, and that'll just be a good move for now. We'll just do medium. We'll just do more row homes this way, like that. I'm going to pause it, though, because I want to do a couple of the European houses in here, too. We'll do one in the corner. It's not going to do it, is it? Okay, let's get rid of that. I don't know why that row home was like gigantic. Are they always that big? I have no idea. Let's get rid of that. Oop, get rid of that. And then we'll do... Where is it? Let's turn the North American stuff off. Row home, zone that. There we go. Zone a couple more. And then we can go a bunch of North American. Like that. That wasn't North American, was it? That was EU. Oops! NA. There we go. Like that. A few more EU. We'll do 4. And then we'll come in with the rest of North American like that. And that'll be okay. This side, we'll just do a bunch of row homes. It'll fill in, I think, pretty nicely. We'll speed that up. I want to see how that looks. I think that's all right. They all form the same way. So that's at least a positive. But it wouldn't have. I'd probably be here for 4 hours trying to figure that out. All right, so how deep do these houses go? Are these going in like super far? Oh, they are weirdly spaced. Some of them have bigger lots than the others. It's because I didn't measure it. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't want to tear down an entire neighborhood. But I'm gonna delete the ones that aren't full length properties because they need to fill in their lot size. That looks kind of weird. Let's go with some North American density stuff. How much does that go? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Is that 11? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't tell. I'm too zoomed in. 1, 2, 3. Is there an easier way to tell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These are 11 unit blocks. So I guess it makes sense that one side's bigger. I don't want to break that up. It's already set in place by our previous build, so we're just going to leave that alone. So we go here. That's not going to give us enough. No. Guess we'll just do this. It'll be a little easier. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go 5 units in. Actually, what we could do, we could go 3, right? Yeah, we'll go 3, and then we'll bring it in the road here. Now that's gonna be 1, 2, 3. That'd be what, 6? I feel like I counted that wrong. I think we'll go with something like this. Now, what's that gonna give me? That's gonna give me 3 units up. That'll be 1 in the middle. We'll go down a little bit more. How would that look? 3, 5. So that'll be 3 and then 2 in the middle. We'll go down 1 more unit. Like that. Okay. This will connect up there. And then we will fill this in with zoning like this. And then we'll put in a nice parking lot in there. And that'll be just super nice. Ooh. We got one of these like custom looking row home. So we're gonna get rid of you since you're not built all the way yet. And we're gonna just squeeze this in, makes everybody happy in the area. And it looks a little bit unique, and I think it just kind of fits the whole area, and I think that'll be okay. There we go. Ooh. Can't have that. Is that really gonna... The game's really gonna force that on me, isn't it? Yep. Okay, we'll get rid of this. Hello? You gonna fill in? What's going on here? Oh, that zoning is on the other road. It's not even on this road. That's why. I wish the game would like tell you that instead of just trolling you the whole time. I guess it's not trolling me, right? But I put that on the wrong side too. Let's like that. And then we can put in our zoning here. That'll build out nicely. We get rid of this, go in here, put that in, and that filled in the area nicely. There we go. Ooh, that terrain is really rough in there, isn't it? Is that going to look too horrible? These corner ones are going to look really horrible. We'll get rid of that. Okay, should probably dezone that before it keeps coming back. Dezone that. Get rid of that. That'll be okay. And we'll do the same thing on this side here. Just like that. Get rid of that zoning. I like that. That'll be fine. There's a little bit of weird housing issue going on here. We're going to go ahead and get rid of all of these. Let's... Can you please come in full length? Please? That was my fault. I didn't have the zoning all the way there. Oops. All right, there we go. That's coming in nicely. It'll take care of a lot of demand here. And because population's coming in, we're already making $12,000 an hour again, which is very, very good because we're completely broke. If you see our money, we have $64,000, which is honestly not a lot considering the size of our city already. Internet service is still a thing, so I think we're going to go ahead and, well, provide some some connectivity for the internet here. I think right here is a nice little block. Plus it has like pretty much everything centralized that we have built already. I think it'll be okay to put here. Now, is that going to provide good internet service? That's pretty bad internet service. It's yellow. Unreliable internet service? Yeah, 100% it is. See, it turns green when we put a second one in, but I don't really have space for a second one. Should we just do two together? These are $25,000 each. I think for now, that's basic internet service, and that's going to be okay. Obviously not very good internet service, but it'll at least keep you connected while you watch a couple of my videos, you know what I mean? Okay. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. Let's do some... What's very low commercial? I want to see that. This is just small buildings is what that is. Okay. That makes sense. I don't really have a need for those, so I'm not going to use those. We can do like one EU lot here. Why not? And then we'll do some NA stuff here. Okay, is this going to build... There we go. That needs to build the right way. If not, it's going to look kind of weird. And we'll do a little bit more like that. Okay. And then the rest of this will just be a couple apartment buildings, probably. I think we'll do some almost said British British apartments. Some EU apartments. EU medium density. We'll just go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. That'll give us some more housing there, and then we'll do some decorating here. I'm not going to put a parking lot in between every single house. I feel like it's going to look kind of weird. We'll probably do one like here or something. I honestly don't know, but I don't want it every single block because I think it's going to be too much. I also want to get rid of this road here. I feel like that's too many connections to this area, and it's going to just cause more traffic issues as we go, so I'm going to get rid of those. We'll do another EU apartment here, one there. That'll be okay. That'll fill in that area nicely. But I like the longer blocks for the apartments. I feel like it just kind of fits the area a little bit nicer. I also went through, added a little bit of these trees and stuff like that. As you can tell, we're using a lot of these palm trees in certain areas. And we're going to keep that kind of going all the way through the city. Because eventually we're going to work on some beaches over here. We have a bunch of mods to do it. I watched City Planner Plays build an awesome beach, I think a couple days ago now. And inspired me to kind of do my own beach. So it's kind of something we're going to keep open. All right. Final thing I want to work on today. Okay. I want to build a little bit of a park here. So I think having a custom park next to a custom park office, next to some, custom parking lots with the apartments, nice custom park would look very nice here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and look through some stuff for a second, all right? So give me 2 seconds. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this is a vanilla thing. If it is a vanilla thing, then excuse me for not saying it's a vanilla thing. Might be one of the mods, but you can put in a park area, right? And with this park area, you can then make your own custom park, I think. And I think that's going to be really cool. So we'll just place that down, right? So now this is a park. Is this a park? Hello? How do we know if it's made? Like, is that now an area? Like, I guess what am I looking for, right? Like, is there something to get rid of this stuff with? Or did this not even build? No, that definitely built. So there is a park here, right? So if we just start decorating this stuff, will people treat it as like a regular park? That's what I want to know. I have no idea. So I think we'll just start basic with some paths going through here, and then we'll just connect this all up, and I think it'll be a pretty good looking thing. Okay. I think this turned out pretty good, if I'm being honest. You can already see there's people kind of starting to use this kind of area. I went in and put in a little bit of some like food amenities for like vendors to set up here, as well as some porta potties, seating, and just a ton of trees. I wanted this to feel like a very outdoorsy area, and I think I accomplished that pretty well by doing all of that. wasn't sure if I was gonna like all those palm trees in that area, but I think it turned out okay. I actually like how this whole school area is actually turning out. And I'm not gonna put too many trees over here. I want to keep this playground area open to kind of simulate, you know, teachers being able to see the students pretty easily. And that's why I kind of want this to be a little bit more open than the rest of the area. I never realized this thing made a sound. Now that I'm here next to it, I keep hearing a sound coming out of it. You hear that? Yeah, that. Oh, wow, we have a bit of a forest fire going on over here, huh? Let's hope this doesn't get to our city. If it does, then we're gonna we're gonna have to deal with it. Hopefully it just burns itself out right here. I think it will. But definitely something to keep a look at. Maybe get some aerial firefighting units and things like that as we go. But yeah. I actually like how all of this is turning out so far. Let me know what you think. I definitely think we have something cool going on here, and I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So thank you so much for joining me. Please consider subscribing, hit the like button, things like that, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.